On the occasion of Pongal, Jallikattu festivities have kicked off in parts of Tamil Nadu. But amid a pandemic, there are several curbs and restrictions that have been put in place to ensure that these huge events, which are usually massive crowd pullers, don't turn into super spreaders. Now, because of the fact that the Omicron wave is prevalent in Tamil Nadu as well, it's one of the 5 worst affected states right now in the country. The Stalin government has mandated a limit and a cap on how many bull-tamers can be present, as well as how many spectators. At this point, based on the norms that have been put, a maximum of 150 to 300 bull-tamers and only 300 bulls are allowed at one Jalikatu event. And the world-famous Alanganallur Jalikatu event has been postponed by a day. Pongal is on Sunday, which is when there's a total lockdown that has been announced by the Stalin government. So the main Jalikatu event has been pushed by a day because of that.
So this is an ancestral and a traditional sport. The amount of entrants has just become exponentially high. We used to get a few hundred applicants back before this was kind of a national issue. This year I think we have about 5,000, could you say?
Yeah, registered.
Registered, 5,000 people have registered.
Pramod Madhav is joining us live from Madurai. Pramod, good morning. The festivities have kicked off, and while you're seeing, these precursor Jallikattu events essentially in the run-up to the mega event, which happens usually in Alanganallur, are the norms being followed? Because it's impossible virtually for cops to stop the kind of crowding that you usually see at Jallikattu events.
Well, Akshita, for one thing, the crowd has been controlled at this spot because as you could see, not much crowd is over there. In fact, the only crowd that we could see over there are in the stages with the officials and the various other political leaders who are present at this spot. In fact, this Avaniyapuram Jallikattu was actually started around 7:30 in the morning, and the State Finance Minister was present. There you could see the bull-tamers were also present. They claim that all measures have been taken. In fact, each and every bull-tamer over here, that person has gone through an RT-PCR test. He has to show an RT-PCR test at least 48 hours before, and only then they are allowed to enter the sport actually. And just like you mentioned, the state claims that all precautions have been taken, and that's the reason. Announcing 16th of January, the time when Alanganallur Jallikattu happens, it has been postponed being a Sunday for the next day, that is 17th of January. And the officials here are stating that no outsiders have allowed in this place so far. It means people from only Avaniyapuram are allowed in sport. That way they are trying to control the crowd, keep it to a bare minimum of 150. So far there is not much crowd at this spot, but there are a lot of officials and various other people at the stages. The committee is actually requesting them to wear the mask time and again, but that rule is being flaunted. Otherwise, crowd is maintained at this spot, and the state has very clearly mentioned that they have to follow this. In fact, the state has to follow all these rules because currently Tamil Nadu is reporting more than 20,000 cases, and this is in a span of 15 days. This spike has occurred, and so the state has to be very careful about how they are conducting these Jallikattus at this point, Akshita.
So permission is being given. Registration must be done online. Permission is being given for these events. But there's also very, very strict enforcement on the ground to ensure that there are no violations that happen at any of these events. Thanks, Pramod, for getting us that live update. And I want to cut across